What's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to my little corner of this of the internet world. I am your host, Abu Nas. Yeah, man. I wish I had a name to call this channel, more or less. I mean, like others that got creative names for their channel. I mean, what can I call this place? The real Star Wars Cantina, or the outer rims, where the outer rims don't want to go, or or the weed spot. I don't know. I gotta come up with something creative that's gonna set me apart. You know what I'm saying? Other than just saying, "Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Abu Nah, blah blah blah." So. But yeah, I was supposed to get a video up to you guys last weekend, but I got caught up in some family drama and had to take care of that, and I didn't get back to the homestead to get the video up and running. But a lot of things that happened during this week anyway that gave me some more things to talk about. But for the love of God, I am going to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible. Yeah, Bonas, you said that before. Stop the bullshit. Ha ha. We know you're going to go over an hour or two. And, that's the way you roll. All right, fam. If that's the way I'm rolling, but let me do what I do, all right? We got these shills running around, Disney corporate butt munchers, sycophants, kiss asses. We got all types of people running up in here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm already tight right now. So I already know I'm just going to start blowing spots up, calling people out on their names. And like I said, and not giving a fuck about it. So let me do what I do. Can I do what I do, fam? Let me do what I do. All right, my dude. You can do what you do. Do your thing. Do your thing. All right. Let's get it cracking. Your boy, Rian Johnson. Ever since the digital thing of The Last Jedi came out, the fans have been really on it, peeping out his deleted scenes and all this other bullshit, and just really breaking it down for the crap that it is. But the man himself, he's a straight beta male cuck. Yeah, you know what a cuck is for the adults in the house. The teenagers is like, what? Let me ask my mommy, what's that? Don't worry about it, kid. You don't really want to know. But just to point it out, he's the dude that holds the camera while his lady is getting banged by yours truly. Ha ha. But unless he's playing for the other team, no bueno. Well, I can't help you with that. But that's the type of dude he is. He's just a wispy willow, just like somebody that just goes when the wind blows. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got nothing. He pretty much not only takes orders, but he takes orders with happiness, and especially from you know who. But in terms of his mouth, because he got the backing of where's Carmen Sandiego, Kathleen Kennedy, and the Disney heads up at Mount Olympus, yeah, he's running his mouth reckless right now. And you already know who I'm talking about. Really? My dude. That little thing with Mark Hamill where, the people asked him a question. You just couldn't help yourself just to jump in, because when they asked Mark how he would have done it, and the boss already knows the fans, he knows the lore, he knows the history, he knows Star Wars. So you asking Mark what he would have done different? Oh, you already know the answer would have been way different than your boy would have done, but your boy couldn't handle that shit, especially the way that they asked the question. So he got up on there, yeah, mother, with his little beta male voice, yeah, motherfucker, what would, you called Mark Hamill the true Jedi Grandmaster of the Jedi Order. A man that has held the fans and held them down for so many years. Respected them, supported them, gave them all the things that a hero gives to those that look up to him. And you called him a motherfucker? In a public setting? Now, people running around talking about, oh, they know each other. They're pals. They're best buddies. They're not pals, and they're not best buddies. Stop it with that bullshit. But they know each other, so he was very comfortable in saying that, hey, motherfucker, wouldn't you say it to your friend and this, that, whatever? I'll be like, if I'm comfortable in calling you a motherfucker, I'm not calling you a motherfucker in front of hundreds of people in the audience, and maybe more than thousands of people looking at the video. That's not being a professional? Where did that come from? You as a director, you can't hold your tongue just for a second. You can't let Mark Hamill get some shine. He can't shine on a garbage movie that he made for you, in knowing that he knew it was trash, but he got paid. He had to do a job, and he did it to the best of his ability. All the while knowing that this shit was trash. And you couldn't give him an opportunity to shine just for a little bit? So you had to jump in and call him all types of motherfuckers. Why don't you call him a cocksucker while you at it? Like, why stop there? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's unbelievable. And people getting a laugh, ha 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 ha. But you know Mark kept it gully. Because I know in the back of his mind, he's like, yo, dude, are you serious? All right. So he gave him the answers. And there was one clip that Mark brought it to him, and this dumbass didn't even know he was being played. Mark pretty much said that he had a job to do. I'm paraphrasing. He had a job to do, and he filmed it, and he told Rian that this is, an indie art film, which Star Wars was never really supposed to be, but we'll get to that in a second. So this was an indie art film, because that's how he's treating it. And he said that the critics will love it, but the fans will reject it. And Rian Johnson pat him on the back, start laughing like a little ha ha ha. But Mark said what he said. But like I said, while he's his dumb ass didn't even conceptualize that Mark was dissing his ass and telling the truth at the same time. Rian Johnson got subverted. That's pretty much it. He got subverted in his own fucking Q&A. Mark pretty much told him exactly what happened. Even before and now. But his dumb ass didn't even catch on. You know what I'm saying? Mark is such a boss with this. And these people running around here talking about they good buddies, these pals, and they're not pals. They're not friends. He pretty much is under contract to try to promote this piece of shit as much as he possibly can. And it's killing him. It's literally killing him. You're not going to see all of this. He's probably going home to his wife like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, how much more do I gotta go for this shit? Now you got 2 more tours. 2 more tours? Fuck, man. Why can't we get some CGI of me to go in those on those press junkets? Come on, I can't do this shit no more. That's exactly how he feels. So, with that being said, I mean, come on, man. You're punishing him enough, trying to sell this dumb shit, But meanwhile, the real fans, we getting in there, we looking at these deleted scenes, and we like, oh my goodness, are you crazy? I was watching my brother, the Gospels of Mark with a C. He went through his video breaking down the deleted scenes, and I loved it. The way he was like, trash. I was rolling when I was watching that. Yeah, because that's pretty much that was all it was. All those deleted scenes was trash. It was either the stuff that really shouldn't have been in the film, which all of them shouldn't have. One that should have been in the film, the one that I mentioned in my last video about Mark warning Han, which should have been in the video because it would have gave context other than what else he was doing. But Rian Johnson didn't think that was important to fit in the film. So you already know how this boy thinks, Now, all the deleted scenes, nobody really gave a shit about, Not really. I mean, the one where Rey was running, because that was supposed to be Rey's third lesson. Luke told her a bald-faced lie about pirates coming in and blah, blah, blah. But the context of his speech behind that was definitely not what a Jedi should do. But no self-respecting Jedi will absolutely say, well, if you can't help them, we can't do anything. No, you're a Jedi. If you're there, you're supposed to help. If you know that they're going to come back, then you alert the Jedi Council to let them know that, look, they need protection right here, so somebody needs to just keep popping in. It's like one of the pit stops for Jedis to roam the galaxy and keep the peace. So you didn't think that, well, somebody that should know Jedi lore and should know the history of the Jedi and what they're about and what their MO is, yeah, they wouldn't have a problem hanging out in the Space Nuns camp, making sure everything is okay, and they could get their party on. But ironically, they was getting their partying on. You know what I'm saying? So Rey doing all that running, she doing the $6 million man shit. I swear to God, it's almost like every time you see Rey, she got some new force ability, some new powers that we ain't even never heard of. But besides all of that, she running, get to the spot, kicks down the door, and everybody partying. They looked at her and it's like, bitch, what the fuck? we trying to get our groove on. What are you doing here? Ray looking at him like, what the? I thought y'all was being attacked. Attacked? Who told you that dumb shit? Pan the image. Luke sitting there looking at the waves, chilling. Ray gets there. Now she pissed. Talking to Luke like he was her child. But Luke, hey, I didn't think you was going to run that fast. I mean, the whole dialogue was just wrong from the start. But just how in the juxtaposition of where Rey is and where Luke is. Now, listen, we already know Luke is a Jedi Master of great repute, but now, he's not even Luke. He's Jake. But, all right, but I should be just calling him Jake from this point on. I don't even know why I'm calling him Luke, because that's not Luke Skywalker. But, all right, so Rey getting on Jake. And it's like, yo, how you do this? How you gonna lie? I thought you was somebody special. You ain't nobody. I'm done. I'm leaving. I mean, just on some gangster shit. And Jake is like, well, what are you worried about? I didn't think you was gonna take it that serious. That's Jake. That's not Luke. All that shit that he was saying would never come out of the real Luke Skywalker's mouth. Never. Who writes this shit? Ron Johnson wrote a first draft of all of this and it gets greenlit by Kennedy? Okay. Okay. No other movie studio does that type of shit. But okay. Because there's something behind that. But I'm not even going to go into it right now. All right. So she leaves. She bounced. And then that was it. But just the premise of everything in those deleted scenes was garbage. Now, the smart people didn't pay their money to get all that shit on digital. Hooray for you. I didn't. That's what YouTube is for. Getting all that good shit you ain't got to waste your money on. But the shills, oh, wow, let me press download, but let me get the credit card from my mommy or my daddy or my uncle or my foster parents. Let me just download this shit. Yay! Rian Johnson's greatest achievement. His masterpiece. The critics love it. I'm downloading it right now and I'm going to enjoy watching it. And if anybody wants to debate with me, I'll have everything I need from these deleted scenes and the documentary of the director and the Jedi. Getting on that shit was sad. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't. I mean, it was really making me pissed and sad at the same time. Just to see Rian Johnson just, and what he's doing with Mark Hamill in that film, giving him the garbage that he has to keep eating throughout the filming process. Terrible. And in the beginning, the opening of that documentary where people was talking about how Rian Johnson might be the one to do X, Y, and Z, and his credentials is, he hasn't been known for a while, but his skills as a director and a writer was unique and this, that, whatever. I was watching that first part, and in the back of my head, I was saying, and all the fans was on board at first, and this, that, whatever. He might be the one. John Campea, he's sucking him off. So and all these other video channels but then again, at that time, we didn't know what was going to happen. So everybody had high hopes. So that's how they opened up the documentary. Now, if we knew then what we know now, we would have looked at this shit and we would have said, damn, we was high as a motherfucker. We were saying all this crazy shit about this dude that ruined the sequel trilogy. Yeah, we was smoking some good shit. And we ain't gonna do that shit no more. Yeah, obviously, but it was a sad thing. And when I stopped it at the midway point, I really, I was trying to keep myself from really being depressed behind it, because poor Mark had to go through all of that, knowing damn well that the movie was trash from the get-go, that the script is just a character assassination of Luke. He fundamentally disagrees, and then you're going to try to sell this to the public? They're not going to go for it. Rian told him, don't worry about it, because in his head, he was looking at the journey of Luke Skywalker in his interview, and I'm only more or less paraphrasing, that he said, if you look at the hero's journey and it goes into darker places, and he was pretty much referencing King Arthur and Beowulf and all them other, legendary stories, and he then said, myths are not there to sell action figures. That's what he said. He said, myths are there to help us understand the most difficult transitions. All right. That's fair. You don't want to sell action figures based off of myth, and you want to help understand the most difficult transitions that you need to take in life. But as far as Luke is concerned, if that was your master plan, you could have done all of that without having to wallow in that shit for the entire film. You could have had him maybe doubt himself a little bit or whatever, even though I know that whole other premise was bullshit. All right, but looking at it for what it is, since you went down that route, all right, so if you have him do that psycho bullshit about how he want to murder his nephew from the first thought, which we already know that was bullshit and that's not Luke, but since you already did it, all right, keep rolling with that premise and have him boo-hooing and this, that, whatever, and, sucking titties and all that. At some point, wouldn't it not occur to you that if Rey came to him with the lightsaber to kind of jar him out of his funk and know that he can be the hero that we all grew up with, that we know and love, that couldn't that have happened? Why couldn't it? Why couldn't it? He didn't have to wallow through that shit throughout the whole movie. Why couldn't he? My point. You could have had your cake and eat it too. You could have went down that, that difficult transition and because he's a legend, he's a myth, he's a hero. So, you have to, let him go dig deep. I can dig that. But at a certain point, let him just shake that shit off. Pull out the Luke Skywalker suit and let him get back to work. Case in point, Superman 3. For all the old heads like me, that was back in 83. A lot of you millennials and all that, y'all wasn't even born with that. But I'm talking to my peers. You remember Superman 3? We got that red kryptonite. He was all, fucked up, drinking, banging chicks. He was doing his thing. He didn't want to help nobody. He ain't taking cats out of the tree. I'm not stopping bank robbers. Oh, fuck all y'all. I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this shit. Like Jake Skywalker. So he up there getting his drink on. He at the bar. You know that iconic scene. He's like, getting his Jack Daniels. He in the Superman suit doing that. He looking at the dude, man. Yeah, rough day at the office. Fuck all of them. And he drinking. But then he confronts at the junkyard who he really is. Who he's meant to be. The hero. And he fought himself, and back in '83, even now, even though the special effects may be a little bit dated or what have you, but that is still a deep ass scene that Christopher Reeve, God bless him and rest his soul, he rocked the shit out of that. His evil self versus his good self, and where the evil self was really trying to press down on him and thought that he won the day, his righteous, his light side rose up grabbed him and said, you're not gonna have me wallow in this shit. You're not gonna have me depressed and make me think that I can't rise up above my insecurities and my doubts and my failures. You're not gonna make me live off that for the rest of my life. And he succeeded. And then when he pulled out the suit, because the evil Superman suit was all, crusty and all of this. When the good guy won, he pulled out the thing. That thing was crisp and clean with no caffeine. And he rose up and went back to being the hero that he always was. Why couldn't that happen to Luke? You could have done the same. Because you like stealing fan fiction shit and making it your own, and making it into this film. At least borrow something from there that actually makes a lot of sense in the context of what you was trying to do with Luke in this film. You could have had the evil Luke fight in that little black hole that you said was strong in the dark side or whatever. But you could have had that confrontation, and then Luke come out on top, take off the Jake Skywalker bullshit, put on his real Jedi role, get his lightsaber, tell Rey, we're gonna, get back here and we're gonna help out my sister, because I'm not gonna let my friends down, any more than I have. He goes out there and he handles his business, like the Luke Skywalker we know and love. Because if you was going on that premise, that's how it should have went. But nah, you like him just wallowing misery, squeezing titties, give me that bitch, give me. Good. You got him on that shit. Not a problem. If anything, I'm just letting you know that your explanation for how you took Luke on that journey, because he said the story is honest, because it has to be honest. To take Luke seriously, you have to take him into that realm. It felt right to me. That's what he said. It felt right. It felt right for you to leave him in that state the whole movie, and then you have him do a cop-out when you got the crate or whatever, because he wasn't even there. He was a hologram. He was a Skype. He was forced Skyping. He never left the island, so he pretty much wallowed in his misery. No matter what you want to try to justify it, because you little shills out there is probably looking at this video pissed the fuck off that I'm breaking it down. Yeah, you could have had the same effect with him being out there in person, facing Kylo, holding the resistance down. But nah, I ain't want all that, because subversive Mr. Johnson wanted to say, "Gotcha, bitch," and he did. He trolled the fuck out of all of us. Then we sat up there was like, what? All right. I see the bullshit that you're on. And Rian Johnson peeks out at the screen. Ha ha! Yeah! Indie, baby! Whatever. All right, but either way, the director and the Jedi was just a sad farce. And they putting this out like it's supposed to be some revelation as to the process of how this film was so loved by the critics but hated by most of the fans. So you pick your poison. But speaking of the fans, these shills is running around. Yo, Twitter is hot for me right now. And but my people that's on Twitter that watches the video, you already know, man. You already see how I gets it in. I mean, I stay on a radar. I mean, these people are hating. I mean, I got little teens, little kids, trying to put up on their big boy pants. They got their little girlfriend on the side. It's like, you getting on Twitter, huh? Yeah. Let me see what I can get myself into right now, baby. Let's see how I get down. So you trying to impress their little chicks. Impress their little boyfriends or whatever. If they, rolling with the other team or what have you. Yeah, but they get on Twitter talking tough. Because when we breaking it down like the adults that we are, and we calling Rian Johnson out for that piece of shit movie that it is, here comes his little shills, his little teenage brigade, And then they want to talk tough and use their little language, I had one guy told me, "Oh, the way you talk to children is appalling. Please block me." Block. Let me tell you something. If your children past puberty and they using colorful language and they thinking they trying to get at me on some bullshit, you already know I'm going to shut they shit down. Period. But the way you curse all the time, I'm a grown-ass man. I do what the fuck I want. I'm sorry that you can't do what I do. You're not built like that. Sorry. It's not that type of party. But why would you do that? Why would you? I do what I want, man. I already told you before. We fucking hard of hearing. Well, get up out of here with that. Oh, and you thinking you a gangster and this, that, whatever. I ain't got to think nothing, man. You know, I was like, dude, what was his name? DJ. Yeah. Yo, shout out to you, DJ. Stay behind that fucking avatar. Yo, this dude is sitting up here trying to call me out. My man. Because I knew he was a kid. I should have pointed it out before, but he was running his mouth reckless. And I was like, dude, you the one that's hiding behind an avatar of Benicio del Toro and you calling yourself DJ. But I should have, made the connection that he was a fucking kid. Because only kids do that shit. You see my face? I put down where I live. I ain't even worried about it. I put down where I live. I ain't got to talk tough on no goddamn Twitter. I'm gonna turn this shit off. I'm outside in the hood, man. I never see me being a geek. I'm undercover with this shit. I have to live and do what I do. I mean, shit. Your age, these little millennials, y'all gotta worry about getting books and trying to go to school and do your homework and making mommy and daddy happy and all this other shit. 13 years old. I was running wild out here. Smashing chicks. Hustling, doing what I do, and chilling with my people. That's how it was. For some of us, but some of us that live that life, we can attest to that. Other than that, come on, man. Y'all kids go ahead with that bullshit. Ain't nobody worrying about y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I say what I want and I do what I want. You don't like it? Hit the road. I'm going to report you. Report this. Fuck out of here. Ain't nobody harassed. That's why I had to block them, because I didn't want their mommies to get on Twitter. Why are you harassing my son? Bitch, shut the fuck up. And just block. Or delete his account. And take a look at what your son is posting. Stop it with that dumb shit. But these fans drinking the Kool-Aid hard. I mean, they just chugging that shit down. They gonna try to defend this nonsense to their last breath. And all they doing is that they want to be, looked on upon by Rian Johnson, Disney, Kathleen, and all them. They just want them to notice them, put the little, heart thing on there, like they'll be acknowledged. And that'll make their whole millennia. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good. That's your hero worship. You know what I'm saying? Because if you like the movie, you're going to want to support your boy. And you're going to want to fight for him. All good. All good. I ain't got no problem with that. Just understand that you coming up against grown men and women that can debate you and break down how horrible this film is, scene by scene. Is there any redeeming qualities about this film? No. Especially after all the stuff that Ryan's been saying. And then after the motherfucker comment, yeah, you're done. And your boy J.J. Abrams is right there with you. So all you shills, I'm talking to y'all right now. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you probably downvote this video. Fuck you, I'm going to downvote the video. Look, downvote it all you want. Give less than a fuck. I got a life out of here. I can turn off this shit and go about my business. But, I mean, come on. It ain't all that serious. But I'm talking to you. You put on your big boy pants. Talk tough on Twitter. Impress your little girlfriends. And then when you get shut down by a pro like me, and I told one dude, because he thought he was going to get on that troll shit. I let him know. And I was like, yo, kid, I know what you're trying to do. You want to be a troll? You want to be a professional? Learn from the master. I invented trolls. If you're a gamer, you already know. I'm a gamer. So I'm going to tell you how I do. You know what I'm saying? You get in your game, you talk your shit, but look at the chat. Learn the tricks of the trade. Learn what to say, what not to say, when it's the right time to say it, and use history of other words, of people's other words against them. But nah, like I said, I may have to teach a class on that shit. Oh, don't try to correct me. Learn from me, man. You know what? He straightened up. He was smart. He was smart. He knew that, oh shit, yo, this dude is the real deal. I better not, let me just, stop while I'm ahead. Yeah, he was smart. Props out to you. I forgot your name, but props out to you. But DJ and that other kid from India, he was from India, of all places. You ain't even from the States. How you gonna sit up here and chastise me about, oh, we made all this money and y'all ain't made all this money, 1.3 billion. Y'all dudes are stuck on that forever. You made no money. That was grosses worldwide. And that was just a gross. That's not what you actually made profit on. Like I said, in North America, you ain't even break 600 mil. Black Panther already blew that shit out the water. So I don't know. You would think that we was pulling all of this shit out our ass? Come on, man. It's not even... Come on, stop it. Stop it. All right, moving on. I mean, when you want to debate with somebody, I love to keep it as civil as possible. I do. But once you start running your mouth reckless, talking out your ass, you already know I'm just going to shut that shit down. Shut it down. I tell anybody that within the sound of my voice, if you know you're debating somebody and they really want to try to get slick with their words and try to throw your little jabs and this, that, whatever, I mean, yeah, you can take the high road or whatever, or just block them or whatever. But me, I love confrontation. I love that shit. That shit, it ramped up. I will stay on your ass until you bleed. Just on GP. So I tell you not to fuck around from the get-go, but you want to do it, and I'm like, all right, see, this is what happens. You ain't even know how hot you could get. You know, the boycott, yeah, keep that alive, man. You know, all these distractions that we getting with the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray didn't even come out yet. I tell people, look, the digital is just as bad, if not worse. So what would make the Blu-ray even better? Just, you know, don't buy it. Don't even, like I said, it's going to be up on YouTube, every scene, piece by piece. It's good. You know, for the people that, like me, that'll watch it and dissect it to death. But for the, you know, for the kids that's drinking that Kool-Aid and the shills, that's their world. The millennials. This is the demographics that Disney wants. Kathleen Kennedy said, you know, girls can't relate to Luke Skywalker. And there are probably thousands of beautiful women out there that love Star Wars the way it was intended, and they can identify with Luke Skywalker. I saw a few videos where a certain amount of ladies actually said that I've learned from him. And they wasn't even using the gender aspect. They was using his character as a character. I mean, this is not complicated, man. Why are you making it more harder than it is? But like I said, Kathleen Kennedy on her bullshit. You know, JJ on his bullshit. We're threatened by women and we're sexist. And there's, like I said, the affirmation women that's out there, that's Star Wars fans, they despise this shit. But watch, you know, some videos. I should have labeled down one of them. Viviana, I forgot her name, but like I said, when I'll post a link on her page when I'm done, because I haven't even thought of doing that. But you know, my girl Stephanie Janisek, she's a vet at this shit, and you definitely need to check her out. I mean, women that hate this movie hate it for the same reasons men do, hate it for the same reason teenagers do. Hate it for the same reason senior citizens do. Because it was a bad movie. Bad written, badly directed. There's nothing complicated about that. You know? Bob Iger didn't get his money from the shareholders. You know something's going on at Disney. That's why Kathleen Kennedy has been like ghost. Ain't heard nothing from this chick. Last time you heard from her was when she said Jon Favreau was coming in to be a part of Lucasfilm. And after that, she ain't nowhere to be found. But unfortunately, Rian Johnson's trilogy is still up and going from what I've heard. And, okay, well, it is what it is. But you know what? That'll be boycotted too. Ain't nobody going to try to fuck with him.